we're going to be doing a tier list today of Apex. Hello YouTube, hello Twitch, whatever you watch this on. Hope you all are doing well, I hope everyone's feeling good. We're going to be basing this tier list mostly off of ranked, and mostly off of like the variability and the possibilities that the character has. And so for an example, I'm also not going to be doing a letter tier list. If you want, it'll start at C and then go up to S, obviously, but I don't think there's a single D tier character in this game. I think there's characters that aren't good, and characters that have major issues, but characters that aren't necessarily bad. First character I want to list, this man here, Ballistic. Ballistic is an interesting case, because he has an amazing ult in certain situations, but one of the main variabilities and one of the main good things about his ult is the fact that, oh hey, I immediately have infinite ammo. When you can just pick up an amp for that. Especially with care package weapons. Because you wouldn't, even with them, you wouldn't want them to be in your fucking third slot, because then they're basically useless. Sure, they have the ammo that they come with, but they don't get any of the buffs from you popping your ult to get them up to the gold rarity. So not only do they have issues because of that, but on top of that, his infinite ammo is just outdone by something better. Sure, having 3 weapons can be nice and can give you more variability, but what does it matter if you can't even use one of the weapons? Because for the most part, you're not going to have a fucking, you're not going to have ammo for that third gun. If you are, then you're, like, even, let's look here. So, 3, 5. You have 10 slots. If you want ammo for all of your weapons, you're going to probably take up 2 for both of your primaries, and then 1 for your other one. That leaves hardly any space for heals. You sure have 2 grenade slots, which is actually helpful because of his assault passive, which is actually good, and I think that works perfectly on him. But his inventory is just going to get very cramped, and is going to have major issues, and especially, like, let's say even this loadout here. You're going to possibly want, like, 3 ammo slots for your triple take, or for possibly even your EVA, like your EVA 8. Like, the ammo conservation and the ammo usability is just bad. Even though he has good variability because of his third weapon, slot, infinite ammo, all that shit, so you don't have to carry the infinite ammo amp. You only get infinite ammo whenever you pop your ult. So you still have to take up that spot in your inventory as compared to when you pick up the infinite ammo amp. You just immediately can fucking have infinite ammo. And you can drop all your ammo immediately, as long as you're planning to not switch it out. So overall, just infinite ammo amp is just way better than his actual kit is. And his kit's just not really good. His upgrades are decent, double tack charge or extra ult duration. Probably extra ult duration, just because extra ult duration is good, but I picked the fucking double tack, because I think his tack is really nice when it actually gets an overheat, especially if you take the silence enemies that overheat, but even then, even with that extra variability, it's still just not that good. As, like, let's compare it to all the other Assault Legends. Not a single one doesn't do something better than him. Every single one of their ults, except for maybe Fuses, is just better. And does way better for you. And that's going to be the same concept for our next legend, Bloodhound. Bloodhound has the same exact issues that he has. His ult is nice, and his variability of his ult and things like that are decent. But his tactical's mid. His scan doesn't do much other than just do a little scan, which Seer does better, because he gets a silence with his scan. As well as that also, his tactical just hunts down the nearest squad, which is very easy to figure out anyways. All of his stuff he does, everyone else in the recon class does better, other than possibly his ult, and even then, that's just a mid-fight ult. Crypto, he does more damage with his ult, technically speaking, than Bloodhound does. Sure, Bloodhound's ult does help him in fights and things like that, but Crypto's is going to do overall more, because it's going to get damage on every single one of them, and it's going to EMP them, so they're slowed. Valk, one of the best rotating tools in the whole entire game right now. Seer, fucking a massive, you can see through walls. You can see whenever someone walks around. Seer, I'm going to talk about him here in a while. His fucking ult is mid, but even then, it still does more, because you see enemies through walls whenever they're walking around and shit. Vantage, her ult, 2 shots and you down someone immediately. On any character, no matter what, even if they have the fortified passive. Sparrow, his ult, damage. Good fucking damage. And his tactical gets scans all across the map, as well as that he can also hit survey beacons from far ass fucking ranges, which not only is good for Evo, but is also good for knowing your enemy's positions, which is just better than Bloodhound's passive overall. As well as that he also has a double jump. Now, I do have my issues with all of these other Recon Legends and all these other assaults, but as you can tell, I kind of just see Bloodhound and Ballistic in the same way that, like, oh hey, they're nice, sure, they have some good things about them, their kits have good shit in it, but the rest of their kit is just overall underwhelming. And Bloodhound needs a rework, or he needs some sort of major buff. Now, they are planning to buff the Recon, like, class itself and shit like that, majorly here in a while, so I'm kind of excited for that and hoping for that, but for the most part, like, his scan, it doesn't even go that far, as well as that also his ult. It's like, okay, I can see these guys slightly better, and I can get extra time on it. Oh yes, extra HP, which skirmishers get anyways. White Ravens find enemies at twice the range. That's just mid, because then they're going to be so far away that you don't even need to hunt them down at that point. Or you don't want to hunt them down at that point. It's like, it's a lot of shit that's just not necessarily the most useful. His other upgrade. Attack activates faster and has a shorter cooldown. God damn. I should select an upgrade. Or double duration of attacks full body scan. Yes. Shorter duration, and, well, shorter cooldown and also faster is nice, but even with that, it's still just not that good. But being completely honest with you, now yes, the shorter cooldown is very helpful and very nice, especially while you're insult. Don't get me wrong, it's very good. But it's just not good enough for him to compare. And that's going to be the same exact thing with this guy.
I have come to save
Pathfinder.
My ultimate is ready.
Pathfinder has been in a very horrendous state for a very good amount of time. He has major fucking struggles with, like, everything he does. As a rotating character, he is not good, because his ult is nice when you can actually get it off, and when you can actually zipline across. Like, that range is fucking massive. And I'm pretty sure he also has a perk where he gets extra range on it. Oh no, he gets faster and an extra charge. But even with that, what else does he have? His tactical just isn't very good in terms of movement. Vantage's tactical is a billion times better than Pathfinder's is. In all honesty. And I have issues with fucking Vantage's tactical. But, like, it's cool. I like being able to zipline. It's like having a grapple from fucking Titanfall. It's cool as shit. I like it. I think it's fun. I think it's very fun to play around. But overall, he's just not all that. In comparison, he's just not that good to most other characters, even in his fucking class. Like, as a skirmisher, he's not good. He can't get you into fights very well. He can't finish the fights very well. He has no damaging sort of abilities. He has no sort of ways to try to, like, crack people other than, like, flying towards them, which is just fucking dumb. Like, yes, this slow-ass fucking tactical. Like, it's, not only is it slow coming out, but it's also slow when you're flying and when you're, like, ziplining with it. And when you're trying to get to specific areas. Just not that good. But he is like third lowest. I think he's better than Ballistic. Well, no, I think he's better than Ballistic and Bloodhound in terms of against his, like, other characters in his class, but just overall, I don't think he's that good. I don't think he's all that, you know. But now we're going to get to a situation where it's very hard for me to say necessarily who goes next. Because there's a lot of characters kind of in this, let's say, like, this B tier kind of area, where they're all kind of just mid. First character I want to talk about in this thing, not necessarily saying that she's, like, this bad or anything, but overall, comparatively to some of the other characters that you have the possibility to play as, Loba's just not that good. If you're solo queuing, she's amazing. Don't get me wrong. But if you're playing with a team whatsoever, then for the most part, she's just not that good. Hubs, maybe, or maybe if you're good, like, bad at looting and shit, and you're bad at, like, finding loot quick, shit like that, sure, I can see it. I could possibly understand that. But for the most part, she just ain't all that. Like, if I'm being completely deadass with you. Her tacticals are not the best movement. Sure, it flies over shit, but it's still not that great. And her ult, let's place it down. You get to pick 2 items, any items that you want, in a very not very big radius. Sure, you can pick up any item from anywhere, but for the most part, it's just not that good, and you have to take a whole entire perk to get an extra ability, an extra item, which also fucks her over because her faster attack recovery and speed after her tactical is amazing if you're trying to run away from a fight that you just got into. And you kind of need that tactical to be nice, because otherwise you're just fucked. And that tactical can get real fucking good with that perk. But to actually be a good support character, she needs to take the extra item for her fucking thing. Which she can't do if she's, you know, taking the fucking faster recovery attack. Which is fucked. Now, you can also do, for her purple upgrade, if you actually want to help out your team, do the gold bags one. Like, if you guys aren't looted up properly and shit, take the gold bags. Because she's a support character. She's supposed to help out her team. She's supposed to be a helpful character, and she's supposed to do all this shit. That's the whole point of the support class. And for the most part, if I'm being honest with you, she is possibly the worst support. Well, she is the worst support. That's why I'm ranking her so low. Fuck. But, like, just comparatively, she doesn't do shit for her team. Either she has 2 different perk lines where it's just all for her, or she has one more, like, she has the other perk line where it's, oh, hey, I can help out my team, you know, I can do all this shit. And it's like, for the most part, the other perk line is just better overall for her team, but especially with the first one, you need that fucking faster attack recovery, because otherwise her attack just doesn't feel that good, because you can't make up that much distance against enemies. You don't have any sort of movement passive, you don't have any sort of anything like that, so you just end up moving slower. Seeing loot through walls is just mid. She's not a must in any sort of situation whatsoever unless you and your team fucking suck. And that's just me being honest. Now, if you guys can't loot worth a shit, then she's amazing. So if that's your situation, then sure, use it. Don't blame you whatsoever. But if you are at least decent at this game, which would mean that you're decent at fucking looting, then don't run her. For the most part, unless you're in pubs, she is just outclassed by everyone else. But, you know, gold bags for your team, for everyone on your team is very nice, but it just doesn't make up for her main issues. Now, the character I'm going to go to after this is a character that you may question, but I've got a very valid reason as to why I think they're not that good. That's Sparrow.
Love a fresh start.
Now, the reason I think Sparrow is down here in this, like, mid-B tier area, I could see him placed above a decent amount of characters that I'm going to rank after him. It's just personally for my playstyle and personally for, you know, my ideas that I have of the character and of a character I want to play. Sparrow just doesn't meet that. So he's got 3 tacticals, which are good. They cover a good amount of distance and they scan really well. As long as you can actually get them, which most good players, or most decent players even, are just going to shoot them before they can full scan them. And it takes 1 bullet, right? Like, it does not take much damage to destroy his fucking tacticals. Same with his ult. And that's my main issue with Sparrow. Is that even when his things are good, and even when his things have good usability, they're just not good enough. And they're too destroyable. Which is, you know, kind of needed. Because otherwise, I feel like his shit could be amazing if it was, like, just better and it was, you know, extra tanky. And I think that's something that they should do on him, to be completely deadass. I think that he deserves to have a little extra tanky fucking, like, scans. I think he deserves a little extra tanky fucking ult. Not to the point where it takes, like, too much ammo, but if you go against any sort of squad whatsoever, that will, you know, that's decent at the game. They will just shoot your fucking ult. Or they will just shoot your fucking tactical as soon as it starts scanning them, and you can't do shit about it. Sure, you can start charging at them, but if you're scanning people, for the most part, that's going to be far enough away from you that you're not going to be able to get up there immediately. Unless you just have everything set on your doorways in your building, which I'm also pretty sure is not the way you're supposed to play fucking Sparrow. But if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Now, he does have good variability in the fact that he can get the extra attack charges, or he can get the extra ult charges, shit like that. That stuff's nice. Or even the life siphon for his ult. That stuff's nice. But how many situations exactly is that going to work? Unless you're putting your ult on a full team multiple times, then the extra ult charges just aren't going to matter because of the fact that they're just going to destroy your ult. As soon as you have it up, they're just going to fucking just smoke that shit. Because if it's 3 people sitting together, they're just going to shoot it. Like, just overall, he's nice, and he can have a decent amount of uses. And he does do a decent amount of damage when you actually give him the chance to. Wait, does it just destroy... Oh my god. And also, the 3 ults does make it do a lot less damage, and also makes it a lot less usable. So, you know, there's definitely some issues there. But Sparrow just overall just doesn't do enough, and is just... His shit's just too destructible. Now, this other character that I'm going to be ranking, which you can see here, Mrs. Ash, has issues to the point where it's a little hard to rank in the same manner that I was ranking Sparrows. Because most of her issues come from the idea that she's just not that good comparatively. She's got kind of similar issues to the other characters I was ranking. And she got nerfed a little bit too hard, and now her just kit is not that good. Her ult. Not only does Alter outdo it, but fucking Wraith does. I know Wraith has a few issues this season as well, but like Alter and Wraith, despite the Alter nerf, Alter's ult is just better. Sure, you can't toss it across the map instantly if you want to transfer it somewhere, but if you set it up and you're smart about it, you can just immediately rotate over to something. Same with Wraith. Wraith's extra movement speed from her ult, and the fact that you can get that bubble for her ult is so fucking nice. Even if you get the extra range, or even if you get the extra cooldown, the extra short cooldown, it doesn't matter, in my opinion at least. Because even if you get that shit, she still just doesn't compare. Same thing with her dash. Sparrow's double jump is better than this shit. To be honest, I might switch up this playset and put fucking Ash below Sparrow. Because Ash's kit is just not that good. Her movement's worse overall than most of the other characters in this game. Her ult is mid compared to other skirmisher ults. It's mid compared to fucking Glizzy. It's not fucking Glizzy. Dear God, someone is my fucking party name. Glizzy. My bad. But it's mid compared to fucking Octane. It's mid compared to everyone. Almost all of these other characters that are in her own fucking field, her ult is just mid compared to. Or it's just a complete different style and it's just not good. Same with her attack. Yes, snaring someone's very nice, and snaring someone can do a decent amount for you. But even with that, you see how short that time is? Unless you take the extra lifetime perk, then for the most part, it's just useless. And plus, you have to carry fucking nades, which she's not an assault character, so she can't do automatically. So it takes up fucking space for her. And that's one of the main things for her. Now, you could say the same type of idea with perhaps, like, let's say, you know, Horizon. Horizon, you could say the same thing about. But even with Horizon, Horizon has the capability to where she has better movement. Her ult is way better because it traps people in it. Rather than the snare, which sure it traps people, but they can get out instantly. Like, Horizon's ult hard counters Axel. Ash's attack, Axel can just slide through. Like, genuinely, she can just slide through the fucking attack. If she gets enough speed, even if she pops her, like, tack immediately near there, and then she goes through Ash's tack that just hit her, she's just fine. Even if she hits it the second she gets hit by the fucking Ashe. Or even if she hits it, like, after she got hit by the Ashe.
Tearing away.
She just gets out of it instantly. Ashe just can't do shit. And with this, even with this movement meta, it's just... Ashe doesn't do enough to counter it. And Ashe doesn't do enough to stop it. Now, as well as that also, it's a little funky because Horizon's not great, but her trapping and her movement is just better than Ashe. So overall, I think Ashe is just going to be down there. Now, what I'm going to say might upset a few people, but I think Revenant's next. Now, I will say, I'll show you guys something here, but if you use the extra armor amp, and you pop his ult, you see how much health he has? You see that shit? That's fucking nuts. That's all. Is that even... That might be 300 health that he has. And if you get a fortified thing, if you're playing like with a Mad Maggie or something, and you hit one of her fucking ults things, you're fucking set. But he's just not... His movement's not that good. It's going to be the same exact sort of thing for Ashe. As Ashe, I mean. He has very similar issues to what Ashe does. Attack's movement speed and movement in general is just not as good as it should be. And it's just not as good as other characters. It's better than Ashe's, don't get me wrong. Hell, for like a solo thing, it can be better than Ashe's fucking ult. Because you can kind of move yourself however you want. You can just do it in an instant. You have to charge it up if you want to get a maximum distance, but even if you do short, like you just instantly, you still go quick as shit, and it's also a very short cooldown. Yeah, you make it all the way over to that pit. Like, that's fucking nuts. His tactical and his ult is just overall better than Ashe's, and it just kinda, you know, helps out a lot. His passive's nice, but there is a lot of times where it's just not really usable, if I'm being deadass. Like, yeah, having extra climbing height is nice, but it's just... Even with the extra speed, it's like... It's cool, it's a very nice thing, but it's like, fuck. To what extent is it actually that good, you know?
Time to take an upgrade. Can't escape.
It's just a little weird, and his like marking thing, his marking kind of fucking thing, it's just not all that good, if I'm being honest. Sure, the double marked enemy duration shit is kind of nice, or the like faster cooldown on his ult can be nice, but it's just not really great. The fast pounce and charge time, very nice. Very nice, but his movement's just not all that good compared to some of the other legends in his fucking, like, bracket. Fuse his fucking jump from his fucking tactical. Is this in that base kit, or is that's an upgrade, isn't it? Jump near your attack for a boost. Yeah, you see how high he goes? He goes higher than fucking Rev's fully charged tactic. And even as a fragger character, he's just not that good. In comparison to most of these other guys. So, as a fragging character and as an assault character, he's just not all that. Now, we're going to go to the next character that I think is kind of in this kind of mid-ass fucking category. Now remember, this is for ranked, and this is for, like, more of a competitive style of gameplay. I'm going to say Axel.
I'm back. Needed to
The
refuel.
brand new character, I think she's balanced well. I think she's fun to play. I think she's got a lot of good things about her. And I think she's got a lot of nice things. But, in all honesty, I think she needs a buff. Maybe a hot take, but I think she does. Her ult is mid, at best, if I'm being completely deadass with you. Yeah, it stuns them and it sends them up into the sky, but you wanna know the only character I've actually had struggles against that with? Is on Mirage whenever it hits one of my clones and they're too near me, so it launches me up as well as the clone. But other than that, if I'm being completely deadass, her ult doesn't do shit. not only is it very easily destructible, but if you get into any sort of building whatsoever, you get into any sort of safe area whatsoever, which sure, if she's chasing you in the wide open, yeah, it's going to fuck you over. But any sort of movement ability will get you away from it, and you can get away from it enough to the point where you can just shoot it immediately afterwards. But it's just not that good. Now, her tactical is really where I think a lot of her usability is at, and where a lot of her actually good shit is at.
This upgrade feels good.
And that's just purely because not only is it a good amount of movement speed, but it's also a good movement ability. The extra ability to like slide around like as if you're her, the extra movability on that slide, the way you can move side to side, shit like that, really nice, really helpful. And is a very good addition to her. Especially as a character and as her attack is already good and the main ability in her kit. Like, it's very nice. But overall, I just think the fact that her tactical is like the only thing that's actually good about her, and her passive. Her passive's nice. Some of her perks and stuff are decent. But the tactics being the main and, to be honest, only thing that really sets her apart from most of these other legends, I just think she's kind of not good comparatively. Like, she's decent, but in a competitive setting, not only is just straight up running at a team a very bad idea and you're going to get beamed, whether or not you fucking have the slide jump where you just jump in the fucking air, you go fucking crazy fast and shit, even with that, you ain't doing shit. Even if you're on a good team. If you're on a good team and you are against even semi-decent players, your ult is just either not going to hit them or it's not going to be enough to actually be able to get you guys a 3v. Because they can just hide in a building. They can hide away from you. They can literally do anything. They're going to pull an Anne Frank on your ass and hide in the fucking attic. You can't do shit about it. Because even if your ult hits them, they're just going to hit the fucking roof and they're going to come back down. And they're going to be perfectly fine. Like, you can't do shit against that. Sure, you can chase them down, but what the fuck's that going to do? Hardly anything! But, as you can see, like, her movement is very nice, and it's very good. But that's the only thing that's good about her. This is a very active and fast-paced meta, so don't get me wrong, I think she does have very good circumstances, and if it's the right circumstances, she can be amazing. She can be genuinely one of the best characters in the game. But for the most part, those sorts of circumstances are going to come up when you're against really bad players. Which, if you're in a high rank whatsoever, you are not going to be against very bad players. Hell, even if you somehow are against bad players, what's it going to matter when you just get shot anyways, or you get stuck with a nade because you're full sending a fight? Like, the only situations where I think she's really that amazing is situations where it's against very, very, very bad players. So, if I'm being honest, I just don't think she's that good. I think she's fun, and I think if you're playing, like, pubs or against very low-rated and, you know, very not good players, she can have a lot of usability, but for the most part, I just don't think she's all that. That's just my opinion, though. If you see it differently, understandable. Let me know down in the comments. But we're going to come over here to Lifeline now. Lifeline is mid. At best. She's bad at... She's, like, the worst character in the game at worst. She's the worst support in the game at worst. There's situations where she's worse than Loba. Those situations aren't high enough, and those situations don't come up enough to where I can rate her even close to Loba, because Loba is ass, in my opinion, comparatively. But Loba does Lifeline's sort of, you know, pub stomping shit better. Because that's kind of what Lifeline is mostly good at, is kind of that pub stomping kind of playstyle. If I'm being honest, that's like the only thing that Lifeline can really do better than most of these other support legends, and even then, Loba's better. Lifeline's just better in ranked, which is kind of what I'm trying to base this off of, that's why I'm rating Lifeline so much higher. But that's like something that Lifeline's got in her bag, you know, is that she's, you know, a quite decent or quite good, I suppose, you know, pub stomper. And even then, it's just, Loba's going to be better. Just purely because of the fact that you're going to be playing so solo in fucking pubs that it doesn't matter what character you're on. Just having that extra movability and having that extra looting capability of Loba is just going to be so much better than having good reses and good heals. Because you're just going to run at fights. If you need to get out of a fight, having her tactical is just going to be way better. And having her ult is just going to be way better for looting, and having your team have some sort of help. And she's just a support character in the first place, so she has the support perks anyways. Like, just for the most part, Loba does Lifeline's pub stomping shit better, but Lifeline is a way better support character than Loba is. If you get what I'm saying. That's why I'm rating her better in this tier list specifically, because this is mostly around rank. And that's what Lifeline's better at, is ranked in comparison to, like, Loba, but in comparison to every other fucking support legend, Lifeline ain't shit. And I've seen a few people say that she's like better than Gibby in some situations, and she's just not. Not only is her ult worse than Gibby's, but her tactical is way, way, way worse than Gibby's. And Gibby also having the fortified passive is just going to be way better on a support character in the first place, because of the fact that that extra sort of tankiness is going to help you as a support character, and it's going to be very good for you as a support character. Lifeline's attack heals your regular health, and her ult, makes you heal faster. But those are both things that just aren't really that good. She has a little bubble sort of thing, but it is so vulnerable to just getting a nade thrown into it from like above, or getting skynaded, or literally anything. You run into her bubble, throw down a nade, you run outside of it, throw down another nade on the outside, they're dead. Like, even if they peek out at, like, the perfect time, they still more than likely will get hit. And if they peek out at all to avoid the first nade, then you just shoot them, and they're fucking done. And her fucking, like, res is just so, like, yeah, you can res 2 of your teammates at the same time as her. Yeah, that's nice. That's kind of cool. But it also can fuck you over in so many situations as the down person and as the Loba. Because you might accidentally hold down your res button rather than reloading. Or you might, like, press it long enough to where it's, oh, hey, I'm resing them rather than actually reloading your gun or some shit. And then not only do you lose the possibility for a knockdown shield from that knocked person, but you also are trying to res a person in the wide open. Now, when it works, it's kind of cool, and when it works, it's kind of nice. But for the most part, it's just not all that good. She has the glide, which is kind of cool, and kind of a usability, but it's just not all that great. The extra battery size, like the battery stack size, I'm going to say the same thing about Conduit when I rate her later. That perk is useless. You will almost never need to take this, unless you, like, get a gold backpack and you decide you want to carry 4... Can you even carry 4 fucking batteries, even with the gold backpack? Is that how that works now? Let's check and see, because I don't actually know, so maybe I'll find something out. It's not going to change my rating of her. No, you can still have only a max of 3. So it's useless if you find a gold backpack even. I was going to say, oh yeah, maybe carrying 4 batteries in a stack could be kind of nice and could be kind of cool. No, that's mid. That's mid as shit. She can only carry 3, even if she has a good backpack. So yeah, she's just mid and overall just not that good. Doc assigns like distance and the tack cooldown is kind of
and keep the healing coming.
But for the most part, she's just not all that good. Her attack doesn't even last long enough to the point where it like really matters that much. It's nice heals if you need it, but in most of the situations, overflow healer is just going to be way better and is just going to help you out way more. It also doesn't have a cooldown, unlike this one, which has a 20-second cooldown and at the least has a 15-second cooldown. That's fucking horrid. So yeah, I just think she's kind of mid in comparison to most of the other support legends. And her main gimmick in comparison to the other support legends is just worse than Loba's. Loba's capability to pub stomp is just going to be a billion times better than Lifeline's constantly.
Wonder which upgrade I should get.
I'm back, man.
Now the next character we're going to talk about is this little man here. this guy, Mr. Seer. Seer is good, but if you're in the right situation, and he's very situational. And those situations are very far and like they're so good to the point where I'm willing to rate him higher than all the other characters I've rated so far. But when they're very far in few between. But they are so good when he gets the chance to use them that it's very nice. So, first of all, perks are decent. The extra, like the short attack recharge and shit is very nice. Regenerating shields when hitting your attack is kind of cool, and getting an extra attack charge is kind of nice, but kind of eh. Like, if it's the right situation, for the most part, you're not going to need either of those, but I guess extra shields could be cool, and also possibly getting an extra attack charge just means that you could constantly have it on cooldown, and what I'm going to show you, which is the one situation that I truly think he's the best recon legend, is amazing if you have 2 attack charges, so to an extent, that just kind of boosts his capability in that best situation even higher. But even in his not best situations, he's still decent. He's not like great, but he's still decent. Unlike most of the other characters. So, I'm going to slow this down. And this is going to be your situation that you're going to see. 4-second cooldown on his attack. Boom. Throw down another attack. Why not? Just constantly have a scan. Oh, let's throw down another one. Why not? 4-second fucking cooldown on the attack that silences enemies and also scans them. Boom, let's throw it down again. Why not? Yeah, this is fucking nuts. Like, that's insane. And if you can get it off in time, you can have like, you can have so many fucking Seer attack tools that it's fucking insane and it's vile. So in that very specific situation and a few other ones, he is one of the best recon legends in the game. But for right now, it's just, those situations are so few and far between that he's just not able to rank higher in my tier list. His tactical also isn't very good because there's not a lot of people that rat anymore because placement kind of sucks dick in ranked and isn't really worth it to play around. But yeah, it's just, he's not bad, but he's just not got a lot of the capabilities that a lot of these other characters have. You know what I'm saying? And that's mostly my main issue with him. Now also, the next character I'm going to talk about has a few good things, but has just been nerfed and, well, no, actually, the newest character to get a massive rework is still mid as shit.
Back on
And it's this motherfucker. This motherfucker Fuse is so incredibly mid now that it's sad for me to say. Even despite his rework, even despite his changes, even despite all this shit, he is just he's just not that good. He's just not that guy, pal. He's not that guy. And it's sad for me to say, because I thought Fuse was going to be majorly fun. I thought he was going to be really good. But especially in the meta that we have right now, where everyone just wants to run around like fucking idiots, he's just not all that. Even in ranked, even when running around maybe isn't the best idea, he's still just overall mid compared to most of the other legends that you can have possibilities on and do shit on. His damage, like, maybe for farming damage, sure. Farming Evo, sure. I could see an argument there. I could 1000% see an argument. I could agree with you on that, because his farming damage, his damage farming capabilities with his knuckle cluster and shit, very nice and very good. It allows a lot of possibilities, and it allows him to be played a lot more in a lot better manner. But his ult is kind of where I draw the line to where he's just not that good. The rest of his kit is pretty good, and his ult can be good if given the perfect, absolutely like perfect situations. But it's just not good enough. I'm being completely dead ass with you. And that's sad for me to say, because I thought he was going to be an amazing character to play, and I thought I was going to love playing him. I truly did, and I was expecting him to be like probably the best legend on the day one of his rework. He was not, and he has not been. Farming damage, possibly you could say so. I suppose to an extent that's fair. But everything else, he's just not been good enough at. And his ult is the main reason for that, in my opinion. Whether or not you can breach, whether or not you can't, like, no matter what, even without the breach mode, even with it, it just doesn't do enough. Not only does it not do enough, it just doesn't do enough damage. That can barely kill someone on Gray Shields, and that's if you hit them perfectly and have it dead center on them the whole time. Which you are not going to, even against bad players. You will not be able to hit your ult that perfect. And you especially will not be able to hit your ult that close range, either. And that perfectly. And that's kind of my issue. His ult needs a buff, and it needs a damage buff, in my opinion. In my honest opinion, that's what he needs, is a damage buff, because on his specific. His ult is just not all that, and it's not good. But, as you can tell, that's just why I think he's lower than all these other characters, just because he's just not got enough usability from that ult. And it's just not good enough, man. It's just not good enough. Now, we're on to the A tier of legends. And as you can tell, there's a lot of legends left. These are legends that I feel are good in almost every situation, if not... Well, they're decent in every situation, and they're good in a lot of situations. I don't think there's a situation where they're necessarily, like, horrible in. But I feel like they're not, like, the peak of the peak. You know what I'm saying? Which is exactly perfect for the next character I'm going to be talking about. That character's name.
Here I am again.
Now, I feel
ready
like...
to twist up some minds.
Now, if you can't tell, I haven't rated Wraith yet. Which would mean that Wraith would be above Altar. And if I'm being completely honest with you, Wraith's immediately after Altar on this game. Despite all the nerfs and despite all that shit, Altar is still good, and Altar still has a lot of capability and usabilities in the current meta. And that's the same way as Wraith. And if I could, it would be the same exact thing as Ballistic and Bloodhound, where I rate these guys in the same exact spot. Because she and Wraith, I feel, are the exact same in terms of, like, possibilities for use. Wraith is a little bit more selfish, but still has very good capabilities, even when it's playing around her team. Altar has very good capabilities in terms of her team, but even when she's playing around herself and playing solo kind of thing, it's still good, and it's still very helpful.
Picked an upgrade to give me the upgrade.
So, for me, they're kind of in the same position here, and that mostly just comes down to the fact that I feel like both of them are basically in the same niche and do basically the same amount of good in that niche as each other. And that's the truth in my honest opinion. I don't think either of them are that amazing, but I also don't think either of them are that, like, bad or, like, that horrible. I think both of them have very specific situations where they are the best legends in the game. But at the same time, those situations do not come up enough for me to rate them into, like, S tier. But Wraith and Altar and Wraith's tacticals and their ults especially are very similar. Now, to be honest, I can't really say one or the other is, like, that much better, because I don't think either one of them are that, like, perfect. But I think both of them are quite good. The fact that you can steal people with your attack on Altar, the fact that you can just immediately get away from a fight with your tactical on Wraith, the extra movement speed on Wraith, the fact that you can do all that shit, the fact that you can have a bubble on your ult so that people, you know, waiting for your ult to be placed can just sit there inside of that bubble, even if it comes down to enemies. The fact that you can do all that shit, and the fact that you can be safe while waiting for a Wraith portal to be put down is fucking nuts. And that's why I'm rating Wraith slightly above Alter, is because of the time on her ult. Not only does it give Wraith very high movement speed, but the amount of time it takes to pull someone now on Alter, and the amount of time it takes to, you know, even pull yourself to an Alter portal is just not good, and is just so slow that that's my main issue. However, if you look at Wraith, the amount of time it takes for her to not only be able to place the portal, but also for you to be able to sit inside of that portal fucking, you know, bubble and just be safe the whole entire time, because you can't take a single bit of damage. They can't do shit to you if you're sitting in that Wraith portal. Sure, enemies can do that too, but if they're doing that, then they're probably just trying to be dickheads. And it's not that hard to play against that, because it also tells you when there's enemies inside of your bubble. So you can calm around that, you can play around that. You know, there's a lot of different things, and I think that Wraith overall just sets up better and does better than fucking Alter does. But I think they're both right here together. There's I believe one last group that I'm going to rate the same exact way as that, and that's purely just because of the fact that I feel like they're so similar and they're so needy that it's just kind of like they're basically the same thing. At least in my opinion.
Portal's ready.
Oh, the bots can't go through the portal. But yeah, they're basically the same exact character and the same exact rating for me. But now we're going to go into a character where I feel like she has been out of the meta for a while, but she still has some good possibilities and some good capabilities as a character and as a, you know, even as a fragger and shit like that. And that character is going to be this character I'm on right now, Bangalore. Bangalore is a weird, like, subject for me, because I've played her a decent amount, especially recently, and I think she's very fun. If you're looking for probably the most fun Assault Legend to play, I would say Bangalore. Learning all the different shit you can on Bangalore, doing all the different shit you can, all that stuff, I think is the most fun on Bangalore, and I think she's the most, well, not the most, but one of the most supportive legends that aren't a actual support. Even if you don't take her support perk, I think she is one of the most supportive and one of the best supportive legends that isn't a support legend.
Let's fix that.
That's mostly going to come around this healing inside of her smoke, and also the passive triggers on knocked allies. Now, sure, she gets the regen from the you know, support perks with this one, so if you don't want to count that, that's fine. But even without that, the fact that you can move faster after getting rezzed via Bangalore as her passive pops on you, and the fact that you can heal inside of her smoke just by sitting in it, if you'll get fucking like overflow healer, oh my god, it is fucking nuts, because you heal fast as shit inside of her attack, as well as also with the overflow healer. There's just a lot of situations where Bangalore is either really good or she's just good enough to the point where you don't really need another legend for the situations that she's in. And that's kind of the thing about Bangalore, in my opinion, is that she's just got so many situations where she can be good in, and where she does have such good possibilities and such good things that she can do. To be honest, almost every single situation that you get into in a Apex match, Bangalore will have a way to either get out of that or be able to handle it better or be able to do something with it. And that's my biggest thing about Bangalore, is the fact that she just has so many capabilities and so many possibilities. And so many things she's good at that you can do. Bro, massive fucking airstrike that does a good amount of damage, and as well as that also is very good at making enemies move and clearing enemies out of cover. For tactical, if you get the one perk, it destroys shit very fucking well and very easily. As well as that also, she has very good cover for her teammates. And if you get the healing perk, it heals your teammates too. which is very fucking nice and very fucking helpful. Bangalore just has so many fucking possibilities and so many good things that she can do that I think I have to rate her this high. If I could, I would put her in S tier. I just think there's not enough situations where she's like the best in. To the point where I'm like, oh yeah, she's got to be an S tier. She's got so many situations where she's good and she can do some things better than others, but there's not enough situations where I think she's genuinely just the best character, just by far, at that specific field. But, on to the next character, which I believe, personally, would be Crypto.
Thanks for not giving up on me.
Crypto is a ranked fucking beast. The amount of things that Crypto can do inside of a ranked match and inside of a fucking good lobby is just nuts. Not only do you get the good EMP, you get the good amount of damage from the EMP, you get the slow movement speed from the EMP, you get the constant scans from his drone, you get the constant charge because of those scans that speeds up your fucking ult charge. Like, you get this constant shit, you can get the reses from across the map, you can get the constant, everything. Every single thing that Crypto does is amazing. If I were to go based off of like, oh hey, you know, who can do the most overall, I would say fucking Crypto, and I would put him in S tier. Him and Bangalore would be in S tier right now if that was the criteria. Because there's so much that he can do and so much shit that he can do that's good, and he can do in good ways, in good manners. It's like, god damn. Love Crypto. He's very fun. His tacticals are nice. His tactical is nice. The shit that he can do is very nice. The fact that he's a recon legend is, because recons are mid. But he's overall very fun, and I think he's quite good. I think that Vantage, because of her buffs, is slightly better than him, but I'm going to do, you know what, fuck it. I was going to do this with a different group, but I'll do it with her and fucking Crypto. I'm going to rate Vantage, Valk, and Crypto on the same spot. So I think they're all equally very good. Valkyrie has some of the best team rotation and herself rotation capabilities in the game. As well as also, her fucking tack, slowing down enemies and shit, is very nice. And the amount of damage you can get off your tack is very good. Valk is very nice because of that. The 2-tap downs that you can get with Vantage, and the fact that she has a 2-time sight now, and she has way more variability because of that, and the high movement speed and capabilities because of her fucking tack. Holy shit! Makes my pussy. But yeah, those three I'm going to just rate together because I think they're all amazing, and to be honest, I can't rate them separately because I think they're all very amazing in their own situations, and I think they all are very good. And I'm gonna fucking put them in S tier. We're gonna start the S tier. Right? Actually, no, we're not. No. We're going to put those three in S tier. I did the shit out of order. Because I have 2 legends I need to talk about that I'm going to put in. Actually, I have 3 legends I'm going to talk about that I'm going to put. 4 legends I'm going to put in A tier. Behind these guys. Because those guys deserve to be in S tier. 1000%. And I think that Bangalore deserves to be at the top of A. These guys deserve to be right below it. These 4 legends are going to be Rampart, Mirage, Octane, and Horizon. These legends are at the nearly full top of A tier, and it hurts my soul to put my boy Mirage up like this low compared to what I could put him. But it's just not fair for me to put him in fucking S tier because he's just not that good. He's fun. He's probably one of the most fun legends you can play. And he's very nice, but he's very good, but only if you are insanely good with it. Because you can fool the best players in the world and shit like that, even with your tack, as long as you're good. But you have to be so good at Mirage that you literally have to one-trick him in order to be able to reach the sort of capabilities that I'm talking about. If you guys see any Mirage one-tricks, you will know what the fuck I'm talking about. Because those things are fucking inhuman. They do some fucking vile and insane shit on this character. And it's fucking crazy, if I'm being completely honest with you, what they can do on such a, not bad, but a very mid-seeming character. And I'm talking about these characters at their peaks. Holy shit! If you play it right and you do your fucking cards right and shit, oh my god. The amount of bamboozles and shit like that you can pull off with Mirage is fucking nuts. And that's why I'm rating him this high, is because his peak is very good, but his fucking, like, his ceiling is very high, but his floor is so incredibly low. He could genuinely be the worst character in the game, if you are bad with him. And I'm being completely dead-ass. Despite the fact that he has the possibilities to hit any sort of beacon or any sort of bin or anything like that, get good evo, shit like that. Despite all that shit, he is the worst character in the fucking game if you are not good with him. Just by far. Every other character has some redeeming capabilities, even for bad players. Mirage, no. Other than the invisible revive and the invisible heal, which aren't good enough on bad players. Mirage is the worst character in the game if you are not good with him. And I will die on that hill. A character not at all like that is Senor
Yep, sorry.
Rampart.
We all need a bathroom break.
Rampart, as long as you know how to play around your cover in any sort of way at all, even if you're bad with her, she is still nuts. Because this minigun is fucking wild. The amount of DPS that it has and the amount of mana it has and the way that you can utilize it is fucking insane. But the reason I'm putting her down here is because of the amount of coverage. You will be able to say that about some of the other characters, but they outshine their like weaknesses so much that I can't necessarily rate them any lower. But Rampart just can't outshine her weaknesses. Not only are LMGs not great right now, so her passive is not that good, but her fucking ult is very nice, but very easy to counter, if I'm being completely honest. It does probably the best DPS in the game, other than like the Kraber, technically speaking, I guess, but even then, I think the Kraber might actually be lower just because of the fact that it takes so long to reload a shot. But even with that, it's like, you can just run up to a Rampart while she's got her ult out. She's going to move so slow that you can't, like, necessarily move around the person that's moving towards you. As well as that, she's also a very, like, sort of campy sort of character, you could say. I don't think she's necessarily, like, a camper, but, like, you can say that she's, you know, more so playing around, trying to hold something. Which, in cases like this current meta, is just not a good thing for her at all in any sort of meaningful manner, because it fucks her over. Not only can she not set up her walls very well, but she also can't set up her ult very well. And with the range maps right now, like Broken Moon and shit, you need to be able to avoid those third parties, and you need to be able to fight those third parties. Oh my god, you can't do that with Rampart. You can't do that shit at all. If you have enough ammo in your fucking ult, maybe, but that's the only way. Nothing else in her kit can really help against third parties other than maybe giving you some back cover with your fucking tack. But even with that, it's still not good enough to the extent that it's going to really help you out enough. And that's really fucking sad, because Rampart is very fun right now. And if LMGs were better, she would probably be balanced, if I'm being honest, because her, like, ult and her LMG shit would outweigh all of these negatives, but LMGs are just not good at any sort of capability at all right now, and that's my main issue with her, and I think that's everyone's main issue with her. Onto a character that, like Mirage, is very fun to play, but also, like Mirage, has a very high skill ceiling, but very low skill floor.
We're back.
Horizon.
You missed this too much.
I'm going to rate Octane above Horizon here. And that is mostly just coming down to the fact that not only is Horizon's movement just, in my opinion, worse, unless you're talking about vertical movement, and then, you know, I suppose even then, I think Octane might still have a beat very, very, very slightly, and that's only because of his ult. But other than that, her movement is just not good enough. In comparison to fucking Octane's. And against some other characters too, her movement's just not that amazing. Fucking Fuse can get more vertical mobility than she can sometimes. And that's not good. But her ult and her tactical make up for this. Because of the fact that her tactical, well, not her tactical, her passive. Because her passive, you know, not only is very fun to
An
have,
upgrade would put a pep in my
but it's
step.
also very nice because, oh hey, you know, having the ability to constantly be able to slide whenever I want to. Even if, you know, I'm dropping from a very high height onto a very flat ground. The fact that I can just, like, let's just see this.
Another soft landing.
Oh, so nice. The fact that you can have that, the same thing is on Vantage's fucking tactical now when you're landing from it, which is very nice and is very good. So I am also putting her higher because that recovery was a very big issue, and the fact that it's a lot easier to deal with now is very nice. But yeah, Horizon, her kit is very good and has a very high ceiling. But her fucking floor is so incredulously low that other than her like tactical, well, other than her passive, all of the rest of her kit is very skill requirement. You know, because being able to play in the air, being able to shoot people in the air while you're flying up, or while they're using your tack to fly up, can be very, very, very difficult. And especially for new characters, new players, they're going to struggle with that shit every single fucking time. So her skill fucking floor is very low. Same with her ult. Because if you miss her ult at all, then you're just wasting the fucking ult to trying to suck someone into it. And on top of that, even if you hit the ult, you have to hit the nades afterwards, you have to hit your shots afterwards as you're pulling someone in. You have to do all that shit. Like, her skill ceiling, once you can actually aim and do all that shit with her abilities and around her abilities, very nice. She's very good. I haven't even done it yet. I haven't been able to get that good yet. But, dear God, like, once you're doing shit like that, she's very nice. But if you are not to that point yet, then she is very not nice. And she is very and that's the sad truth about her. But Horizon, she's nice, but she just can't reach the same capabilities that, in terms of movement, that some of the other characters can, and in terms of the ult, some of the other characters can. Now, if you're the best with her, then her capabilities are way higher than most of these other characters, but if you're not high skill with her, then you're fucked if you're playing her. Just in general, you're fucked. Now in S tier, the rest of the characters are going in there. We have Miss Mad Maggie, Gibby, Newcastle, Conduit, Caustic, Watson, and Catalyst. That's a lot of S tier characters, you may say, and I would say you are very correct in that. And that's because a lot of these fucking characters are very fucking good right now. I think they all are deserving of the S tier spot.
Upgrade chosen.
If I'm being completely dead ass.
Upgrade chosen.
And that's just the truth. Like, I think every single one of them has a lot of capabilities and is good in almost every single situation you put them in. And is like great in almost every single situation you put them in. Now you may ask, oh, if that's the case, then why is Mad Maggie in here? Because Mad Maggie does have some very big issues with her kit. And I'd say straight up, if she can hard counter the best characters in the game, then she deserves to be in S tier. She deserves to be in the highest rated fucking the highest rated fucking spot. Not the highest rated spot, but you know, in the highest rated. In comparison to some of the other characters, she may have some issues. I agree with that. But if she can hard counter Newcastle and Gibby to that high of an extent, she deserves to be in the fucking S tier. Because both of those characters are at the top of S tier. Her ult goes through bubbles. Her tack goes through bubbles. Her tack goes through Newcastle shields and walls if you can hit it before it gets electrified. Same with her fucking ult. It's fucking nuts. And the Molten fucking ult is very nice and can do very good amount of damage. And the extra drill from that, purple perk is very nice. She just overall has so much nice shit. Excuse me. And I think she's just one of the best characters in the game because of that. Because she counters these two motherfuckers. Now, the next character I'm going to rank is going to be a weird pick, but I'm going to rate Watson next.
I feel
Watson is in
recharged.
S tier purely because of the fact that she has such good support capabilities for a controller legend, and on top of that, she also is very good for setting up. But her skill floor is way higher than some of the other characters, and her skill ceiling is way higher. Well, not way higher than some of the other characters, but is way higher than some of the lower rated characters. And, I mean way, way higher. And she's kind of on the same level as some of the higher rated characters too, in terms of her skill ceiling. Because if you're playing against really fucking good players, her skill ceiling is fucking... Oh! You can get very good gameplay with her, and you can get very nice shit with her. But that's only if you can reach that point. But even if you can't, just setting down her ult, being able to heal your teammate's shields, and your shields way faster, as well as that also being able to have fences that do a good amount of damage and stun people whenever they run into them. And you can set those up wherever you want, and they never go down unless they shoot them. Very
Without an
nice
upgrade,
and very
I'm
good.
at a disadvantage.
Very good character and very fun character to play. She could possibly be higher rated than all the other controller legends, but that's more so up to personal opinion. Due to the fact that she just... It depends on the character and it depends on the level. She also hard counters Fuse even when Fuse is in his breach mode, so yeah. Now, next we're going to go to Conduit.
I saw my whole life flash before my
Conduit
eyes.
recently
It
got
was
buffed, and I think her buff put her in S tier. Not only do you get the ult,
Conduit's got a brand new upgrade.
perk,
You're all
which
about
is
it on my
very
podcast.
nice. But both of her purple perks are amazing. Some of the best perks in the game. Be able to heal through damage. And be able to heal instantly. One tier of shields as soon as you press LB on someone.
Got an upgrade. Eto na.
Now, I will need to test and see, because if this is the case, then I'm going to cream. But
Throwing an
if you can
arc
do that on yourself as well as one of your teammates, so there we go, take a decent amount of damage. LB? Yeah, okay. Yeah, she deserves to be an S tier now. I was tempted to say that I put her wrong. Yeah, no. She deserves S tier. Not only do you give a teammate an instant bar of shield, but you also give yourself an instant bar of shield. Which is fucking nuts! And is insanely fucking powerful. And I think that is an amazing fucking perk and one of the best perks in the game. The fact that your attack can heal through damage too is just fucking good. If you do the other purple perk, both of the purple perks are just fucking amazing. Now she's in here because of her own strength, unlike Mad Maggie, which was in here because of her own strength against the other characters in S tier, but yeah, she's fucking nuts. As well as also Mad Maggie does kind of counter Watson to an egregious extent, same with all the other controller legends, so yeah, Mad Maggie deserves to be in here because she counters all of those other characters. Now, we are going to go Caustic here.
That was
I personally could see if you place Watson over Caustic in this series, and I think that is perfectly understandable, and I'm not going to argue. This is more, say, personal opinion choice myself. And that's really because the Caustic damage is so nice, and the Caustic HP regen, and the fact that you can have all 4 of your perks at the same fucking time is fucking nuts. And is some of the best fucking, shit you can have in this game.
I still see everything.
That is insane. 4 perks all at the same time just because of the fact that you got some gas damage and you hit a ring console one time. Fucking crazy. The fact that you can regen your HP just by sitting inside of your Nox gas is fucking nuts.
I can almost feel
The fact that you can do
upgrade
all this shit
coursing
just
through
because of the
me.
fact that he is the way he is just fucking crazy. And that by far puts him into S tier for me on its own.
Using an independent variable.
The extra tack charge, the extra active tack, all of this shit
My vision is clear.
just puts him into S tier. And then the extra ult range, as well as that also the faster cooldown on your fucking tack, because you'll probably be standing in Nox gas. Oh my god.
The trap is set. Data soon to follow. I still see everything.
I'm going to say the same exact shit as I will since fucking Caustic got his rework. Caustic is one of the most slept on and underrated characters in this fucking game, and you guys need to start playing this motherfucker. Hell, even if he's in the comp with fucking Newcastle and Gibby, the fact that he's fortified as well as that also can throw his gas down inside of the Gibby wall, inside of the Gibby shield, and can throw it down behind the fucking Newcastle wall, all that shit. And he can counter fucking Gibby by running into Gibby bubbles and placing his ult or placing his attacks. Like, this motherfucker's nuts. This motherfucker is insane, and you guys need to try him out and play him more. I am begging you guys, because dear God, he fucking deserves it. And this motherfucker is crazy, and y'all are sleeping. But on to the next character, which would be Catalyst.
I'm back.
Catalyst,
Fresh from
I'm
the-
placing higher than Caustic. You may ask, oh yeah, but didn't you just say we're sleeping on him and shit? Yeah, you're sleeping on him. You guys are sleeping on this fucking lady. Y'all are sleeping on her. Not only is her wall very nice, not only for affecting enemies really badly, but also for rotate, so that you can have a wall down in the fucking place of an enemy so that they can't fucking see you and shit. But like, her tack, being able to deal damage and being able to go invisible or have extra damage and be able to activate faster and shit like that is fucking nuts. Like, everything about Catalyst is just fucking on steroids. Yes, you can make it to where your fucking spikes are literally invisible, or you can make it to where your spikes activate faster and do more damage, and so they have way higher DPS.
Feeling
Yes,
the need for an
this is
upgrade.
very balanced. Very, very balanced. Like, what the fuck?
This upgrade's got me feeling
That her ult,
refreshed.
being able to rebuild the doors that are completely destroyed. If you're holding a building, Catalyst is the best character. Because not only is her setup fast, but her setup is so good. Or you can get extra fucking, like, what is it? Extra ult length? No, it's extra lifetime. It's only 5 seconds, so it's not
Got an
as good,
upgrade.
but 5 seconds of ult lifetime is still fucking good. Especially with how good her ult is. Like, Catalyst, by far, if it wasn't for Gibby and Newcastle being so good and so good together, I would put fucking Catalyst at the top. If I'm being honest. I would put her in fucking... yeah. Just top spot. In general.
Pierce their heart.
I genuinely don't think there's a single flaw in her game. It's not only that, but she also gets the controller legend perks, which are some of the best fucking passive fucking perks in the game. Being able to rebuild doors as well as that also, even without the one perk, and being able to reinforce doors and shit like that, even without the one perk, is fucking crazy, by the way. I think she is genuinely one of the best characters in the game. And I don't think anyone can change my mind on that. But I know who
Newcastle
is the
has
best in the
returned to the
game,
battlefield.
and that's going to be Newcastle and Gibby. This was obvious from the start, hopefully.
Getting more super by the
If
day.
you know what you're talking
Got an
about,
upgrade.
you know that
And
Newcastle
my kids
and
would
Gibby
love
are the
this.
best legends by far in this whole entire game, and they will outshine everyone else. In comp, in higher tier ranked, in every single sort of sense, they are the best characters in the game. Unless you're in like pubs, but even if you're in pubs, if you have a duo to play fucking Gibby while you're playing Newcastle, or you're playing Newcastle, or your duo's playing Newcastle while you're playing Gibby, you guys will win every single match that you play as long as you're good with both of the characters and as long as you set up well. You will win every single match. Like, I'm being completely deadass with you right now.
Y'all ready to clamp down?
Like, these characters, if you play them right, and if you are good enough with them, and you are good enough at the game, you will win every single match. And you will pub stomp, you will, maybe not rank stomp, but you will fuck shit up in rank too. If you're good. Like, you can, like, shoot up to diamond immediately just by playing both of these characters and playing them well. And that's my issues. I need to figure out the playing them well. But if you can play them well, they are the best. Just by far. Look at the pro meta right now. Look at it. The baby diaper comp. That's what it's called. And that's how easy it is to play this, and that's how fucking good it is as well. Is that they have to call it the fucking baby diaper comp. Because you can literally just do whatever the fuck you want, and you can play as good as you want, and you will win matches. Just because of the fact that you're playing these two characters. Newcastle is tactical. Good ass fucking shield. As well as that you can also drag it with you while you're rezzing, so you can have one res shield, and then you have another shield up while you're rezzing too. It's fucking crazy. You want to do crazy ass shit with it. His ult is a permanent fucking wall that's energized for a good amount of time, and will do so much fucking damage to people, as well as that also you can gain shield back for you and your teammates whenever you throw down your ult and you're near someone or you're near yourself, which you are literally going to have to be because you're fucking throwing it down yourself. Like, oh my god. And then don't even get me started on the game.
Here comes Gibraltar.
EMP dome, and as well as that 3 charges of ult. I don't care what the fuck anyone says, those are the best perks in the game. Those are by far the best things that you can get in this game. EMP bubble and 3.
Don't shield out.
30 damage instantly, as well as EMPing someone on the instant that they walk into your bubble. Let's say someone walks in from over here. Let's grab a shotgun really quick. No. I will show you guys just how good it is on a 12-second cooldown, by the way, without even fucking having fucking whatever it's called, fucking power booster. Let's see how fast it is with power booster here in a second. But let's say I just have the Mastiff. I'm not even good with the Mastiff either.
Shield up.
This down. Boop you into the fucking wall itself, please. And he takes... It's not even on shield only. 30 damage in general. On your regular HP and on your fucking shield. That's nuts. Was that an 8-second cooldown? And he has a gun shield on top of this shit too? Like, this is fucking nuts. That was 50 damage that just did. And then I double tap him with a fucking Mastiff. That's a 10-second, that's like a 9-second cooldown. 2 seconds shorter of the cooldown. Then guess what you can do? You can do this. You can do this on top of yourself in an end game. Look at that. And guess what? That whole entire time, if anyone walks into your bubble, they get EMP'd. On top of that, if anyone walks into your bubble, you fucking one-tap them with fucking shotty. As well as your teammates are shooting them. Like, Gibby and fucking Newcastle are the best characters in the game. And you have over 300 HP, not even with over armor. Which, let's say you have over armor. I'm pretty sure you have over like 325 health. Or 330 health with over armor on Gibby. As long as you have your bubble shield up, and as long as they're shooting your bubble shield and your regular health, and all that shit. Like, you can have over 330 health. I'm pretty sure. That is fucking nuts. And that is fucking vile. That's my tier list, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If I got anything wrong, or you guys have anything you want to say, let me know, man. And tell me. Tell me right now. What do you guys think of this tier list? I'll see you guys on the next one, though. Hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. Peace.